Hosting the Packers, a Week 1 rematch, though this one in Philly, not in Brazil. And then you get Jalen Hurts back for the Eagles. He missed the last 2 games with a concussion. This is how you set the tone very early. Literally the opening kickoff. Keyshawn Nixon back there to return. It helps if you hang on to the ball. Oren Burks, big hit, forced the fumble. It looked for like a second that maybe Nixon did actually have it. But you know what? Some stuff happens in that pile. They review it. Eagles ball. And then it leads to this. At the Packers 11, Jalen Hurts has all the time in the world. Like all the time. Jahan Dotson, touchdown. 6.75 seconds in the pocket. The second longest time to throw on a passing touchdown of Hurts' NFL career, regular season or postseason. So it was 7-0. Now in the second quarter, 2nd and 10 for Green Bay at the Eagles 48. Jordan Love drops back. He throws over the middle. He doesn't play for your team, sir. That is the wrong green. Zach Bond. Second pick of the game. Packers went into the half down 10-0. That is a bad sign for them because going into this game, they'd lost 11 straight, went down 10 or more points at the break. In the third, 4 minutes to go. Eagles. Packers 24. Dallas Goedert wants to stiff arm everybody. He has taken notes from all of the games that we saw yesterday, and he's like, I saw you, Derrick Henry, and I am not impressed. He is just stiff-arming his way all the way to the end zone to make it 16-3 after a failed point after. Josh Jacobs, what can you do? There's some offense for Green Bay. He doesn't care that his jersey is being ripped in half. He's going to carry everyone to the 1-yard line. Like, if he got you there, you're going to give him the ball again. Like, get him in. Okay, do we have a game now? That's a score. Packers make it 16-10. Next Eagles possession. Tush push!
What?
Hurts? No, thought it was going to be that. A.J. Brown. Brown can't get it, though. 1 catch, 10 yards, 0 touchdowns on 3 targets because, he had 1 reception and 10 yards. Quiet day, but he has a way to clear his mind.
Man, it gives me a sense of peace. That's a book that I bring every single game. My teammates call it a recipe. That's the first time I heard that y'all got me on camera.
I think that is the truth. I think that's the first time we've seen it. It does look a little worn. It was 19-10 after a field goal. Love, he can't turn the ball over that many times. He can't make those mistakes. He's clearly out of bounds, overthrowing Malik Heath, catches the ball at the foot out of bounds. Crucial mistake for Green Bay, so many of them. Eagles win this one fairly easily, 22-10.
I think just to have another opportunity. I think it's been an odd year in the sense of how choppy it's been. And obviously me kind of being on leave the last couple of weeks or so. And so being back and just getting into that rhythm and leaving it all out there right now. That's what it's about.
We got to be our biggest critic, and that's what we're going to be, and we're going to see where we can improve on. But at the end of the day, the opinions, that's for you guys. The only thing that really matters is how we win. Whether we throw for 400 yards, we rush for 400 yards, we win the game 3-0. I don't give a to be honest. I just want to win. And I think that's the mindset of the team. I know that's the mindset of the team, and we'll go back, we'll watch film, we'll improve, and get ready for whatever we got next.
Saquon, by the way, has now run for at least 100 yards in 12 games this season. That is the most by any player in their first season with the team ever. As for the Packers, too many mistakes and the need to take a good look in the mirror after that one.
We're not getting beat by the other team. We're kind of beating ourselves. So, whether it's penalties, turnovers, stalled drives, things like that, I think it all comes back down to just the details and execution. And a lack of execution in some of those areas.
Me, it hurt, man. I put my all into this. I pour out my all into my teammates. So for me, it just felt like letting them down. Coming in with a certain type of goal, and obviously falling short today.
Well, Sundays on SportsCenter, we always get a visit from Uncle Herm, and he joins us now. All right, so Jalen Hurts was gone for pretty much 3 weeks, right? He throws 2 touchdown passes in this game. But you were watching the game, and we know how you feel. You have some concerns about him and this offense right now, though. Why?
I do. It's a little bit slow as far as developing. Look, they run the ball very well, but Jalen Hurts has to be better throwing the football. A.J. Brown was only targeted 3 times.
That's a problem.
And that is a problem. Now he's on the sideline reading books. We got to get him the ball. They know this going forward. Now, they won this football game. That's all you care about in the playoffs, just win and move on. But this offense has to be more dynamic in the passing game, and that's up to Jalen Hurts.
The Packers, obviously, their offense was troublesome for the majority of the game. Also, they had a slew of injuries, not just in Week 18, but in this game as well. Yeah. But if you look at Jordan Love's numbers, 20 of 33, 212 yards, and 3 picks, what went wrong?
Well, the front of the Philadelphia Eagles really dominated this football game. The uniqueness of the Philadelphia Eagles is they don't have to bring pressure. They can rush 4 and drop 7 in coverage. They want to play too high shell, not allow you big plays down the field, and when you decide to throw it down there, they're going to pick it off. They can rush you with 4. He was under duress a lot in this game against the Eagles' front 4. Look at him. They're hitting the quarterback a lot. And Love has the tendency of throwing it to the bad guys every once in a while, forcing balls, right? And when you play a team like this that drops 7, all eyes are on the ball. They play a lot of zone. They can play the ball in there, and they did a great job tonight of taking the ball away.
Yeah, for Green Bay, it's all about next year. But for the Eagles, now they get the.
This was like a tale of 2 quarterbacks, and you heard Todd Bowles say, "We don't want to point fingers," but there was a costly turnover late in this game from Baker Mayfield. When you saw it happen, you thought what?
I thought Baker was late with the snap, and the reason I say that is, when a guy comes into motion on a fly sweep, a jet sweep, something like that, he's going full speed, and then it's the quarterback's job to time him up. And Baker, just by the time that he calls for the football, gets it, and tries to turn around and hand it to McMillan, he's late, and so he's on McMillan's hip, which is why the ball ends up on the ground. And so you could see Baker afterwards, kind of owning it, patting it, he kind of his chest saying, hey, that's on me. And it was. And what's interesting, I actually thought both quarterbacks played well, but small margin, of error when you're talking about postseason games and 2 good football teams. And it really was the one costly mistake there by Baker Mayfield after his defense just came up with a huge stop that really ended up being the difference in the football game.
Well, let's talk about that other quarterback, Jayden Daniels, the rookie. He wins his postseason debut, and look, he's been impressive all season long, especially with his poise and composure. But you were mentioning to us Saturday night on SportsCenter about once you get to the playoffs, the games do speed up, even for the veterans. It never seemed to be too fast for him in this game. What continues to impress you about this young man?
Michael, I think that, we were, talking yesterday, previewing this, saying, hey, listen, it's great. He had an incredible season. At times the game does look slow to him, but this is the postseason. You're going on the road. How will he respond to it? Well, he was remarkable again. I mean, never a point where it felt like it was ever moving too fast. And when you really consider how hard it was for them to run the football, it really offensively was on his shoulders. And then even late in the game, as they were trying to, to kick the field goal to tie it, and then when they were trying to kick the field goal to go ahead, like he's laughing on the field and during a timeout with some, defensive players from the Buccaneers. There definitely is a cool and a poise to him that is uncommon. That paired with obviously a lot of ability, intelligence, and great leadership qualities has Washington in a pretty nice spot.
What is it that you said earlier? I wish I was that poised at 24.
At 24? Yeah, I would have paid for that poise for sure. Matter of fact, I wish I had it now. To be quite honest, we got more from Tim.
Chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình. Behind the line of scrimmage, and there goes Henderson, 75 yards on the pitch and catch, the longest play allowed by Texas's vaunted defense all season. Ryan Day, loving it. Steve Sarkisian, struggled us. Ohio State's up 14-7 at the break. Let's go into 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Quinn Ewers, a strong statistical day for a guy who had been doubted and maligned coming into the playoff, finds Jayden Blue. Blue, you're my boy!